A strong body certainly can turn heads, but a strong mind can shake people. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a mind so focused, so sharp, so resilient that it makes people uncomfortable to be around you because they can no longer control or distract you. If you want my help building mental clarity, discipline, and a mindset so unshakable, then book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description down below. The problem is with a man and his mindset is he's either emulated or copied those around him, or has had to fend for himself, or gravitates to the internet to try and find a philosophy or a mentality that best suits him. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether he's on forums, doesn't matter what his father did or didn't say. It all comes down to his mindset. Whatever dialogue, conversation, thoughts, beliefs, mentality lives inside a man will come out of him through his decision making, good or bad, through his diet choices, through his work, through what he does and doesn't do, through the time he wastes or the time he uses to his favor, and so much more. I've had many different problems in my personal life with my mindset. And every single time, every single moment, I made a shift. I had a massive clear out of the wrong people. I felt incredibly good about myself. And as time goes on, it was always the right call. We all have insecurities, egos that are fragile. We all have limiting beliefs. But it's all about becoming bulletproof to these things. It's about being in control. It's about recognizing and realizing, just like the Stoics say, we cannot control the outside world. All we have is control of the inside. And that's the best place to start. So, if you are dead serious about upgrading your mindset and core beliefs, as we progress in this video, please do me a favor. Have an open mind and keep an open mind. There might be one nugget of wisdom in this that changes everything for you. So, what you must do is master your thoughts before the world programs them for you. And this is a very hot topic nowadays, with men unplugging from the matrix, men taking metaphorical red pills, men deciding to become sigmas, alphas, etc. We don't need to do any of that. But most men understand this, though, and you're probably like this because I've been there. Most men live on autopilot. I've described them as zombies in the past, just clocking in, clocking out, plodding along, doing the bare minimum, just getting by. One of the worst mindsets you can ever have is just getting by. So, to summarize that, the average man scrolls endlessly. Not just on social media, but maybe just in general, watching videos, adult content, dating apps, etc. He just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls, and he's a slave to the scroll. He doesn't respond or change anything into his life. He's just a reactor. He just reacts to everything. So his boss doesn't give him a raise. He reacts to it. He can't get a date. He reacts to it. His girlfriend treats him like trash. He reacts to it. He's just a reactor. But also he's an obeyer. He obeys and doesn't disrupt the order. He just does what he's told. Wants to be a good little boy. Wants to be part of the sheep. Wants to fit in. Kind of enjoys the comfort of the rat race. Just wants to be a cog in the system. A strong mindset, however, is the opposite. And it starts with filtering what it allows in. And the more you do this, the more you become dangerous as well and a force to be reckoned with. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So I'll give you a great example of me. I used to hate Instagram. I'm not very photogenic. I don't really like the vibe and feel of it, so it wasn't for me. And then about 5 years ago or so, I decided to join it, and immediately I started becoming a different person, being a slave to the algorithm, scrolling, etc., and then becoming fake. So my mindset was already starting to get worse. I was feeling more insecure. I had a very blinded view of the world, women, society, and I just wanted to fit in. But even something as simplistic as logging onto Instagram several times a day made me a scroller, a reactor, and made me obey. Think about how dangerous that is. But it doesn't have to just be through technology. It could be for the people around you. You could be friends with people you knew since high school, but you're not in high school anymore. You want to go to that next level. You want to change, and they don't. You could be surrounded with people who are like dinosaurs, very out-of-date ideas, stuck in the past, not innovative, don't adapt. Whereas you want to change that. You want to get into the 21st century, not in a woke way, but like in a way of something fresh, something new. At the end of the day, when I deleted Instagram, I controlled my input. I wasn't allowing that nonsense getting into my psyche anymore. And that's what you need to do. Control your input. Read. You can read anything you want, but be careful what you read. Think. You can think about anything you want, but choose wisely what you think about. Reflect. You can reflect about anything, good or bad, but learn when you reflect. Stop letting the algorithm of technology and people who are basically doing what the algorithm is telling them shape your reality. When you unplug in this way and get in touch with who you really are, my God, you're just authentically yourself. And that's so powerful. Next, become obsessed with the opposite, and that is solitude. Most men can't sit still for 10 minutes without distraction. They have to be out all the time, interacting and speaking to people. They can't do it. Yours truly was the same. And in 1 month, in my 20s, I was out, I would say, almost every single day and night. Just either working and then socializing. I never sat home. I was never alone. I couldn't bear the thought of solitude due to insecurities, the wrong mindset, and so much more. But the man who chooses isolation becomes a lethal weapon because he knows himself. He accepts himself and loves himself. This is a personal transformation like no other. And no therapist, no coaching even, no one else can do this for you. And let me explain. Those men who are typically out all the time socializing and keeping themselves busy, distracted with phones and having to talk, having to do this all the time, they're running away from something. Okay? And why do I know this? Because I did this myself. And what typically happens is when they do spend time alone, they ruminate, they spiral, they're depressed, they are riddled with negative thoughts and beliefs, and it's a disaster. However, once you question that, once you get used to it and realize solitude is not uncomfortable, but it's peace and the most comfortable thing ever, something amazing happens. You start to fall in love with yourself. You start to get to know yourself better, which leads to better choices, better outcomes, and a better life. You just got to push through that little barrier, that little period where your mind's playing tricks on you and your imagination as well. Make silence your weapon, a weapon. Get comfortable being alone. It's where real mental toughness is forged. Like I said, you can go see the best psychologist. You can speak and get advice from anyone and anywhere. Nothing will make you mentally tougher than being in solitude, even for just 10 minutes, with no phone, no distraction, nothing but your thoughts. And lastly, you need to outgrow the need to be understood. I just relearnt this lesson the other day with people who I find to still be quite difficult in my life at arm's length, because they don't get me. They don't want to get to know me. They lack the awareness, the social or mental intelligence. They just can't grasp it. And I said to myself, what's the point? There are 50-odd thousand people who do understand me. There are people who are in my life who do get me. And weak minds seek approval. If we want to be liked and loved by everyone and anyone, what a waste of time. What a fool's errand that is. Strong minds move regardless of who's there or not, who applauds or not, who approves or not. Now, when it comes to family, that can be challenging because, it's your parents, it's loved ones, but it's also your life, your brain. If it's a relationship, you're not aligned. And if, there's a lot of grief and clash between you both about where you're moving and how you think, then you need to reevaluate that. Friends, you can just replace them. They're insignificant. But that unnerves people. They can't influence what they don't validate. And you've got to understand that people pleasing, begging and seeking of the attention and validation of others, be honest, where's that really got you in your life? You might have had an invite to an event or party. You might have had a busier social calendar. You might know a few people, but how much do they really know you? One of the scariest realizations a man can have is being sat opposite a person they're romantically involved with or socializing with and realizing they don't know him at all. So stop explaining. I know you want to explain. You're a logical man. You think by explaining and expressing yourself, they're going to get it. Stop. Let your actions confuse these people. Power is quiet, always. Remember that. I'm sure you're not doing anything strange. I'm sure you're not doing anything illegal. Hopefully not. I'm sure you're not doing anything that's untoward. You're just doing things your own way. Even on YouTube here, strangers are very opinionated and they have a way of communicating, saying they don't like what I say, this, whatever sometimes. But I don't need to be understood. It's very simple. Unsubscribe, unfollow. I'm not hating, but that's just what it is. I speak my truth now more than ever before. I convey it in a way that I've never done before, and I find it very invigorating and empowering. And I don't need to be understood. I don't need to explain why I do it. Just being me. And that's what you need to do as well. These are the tips. These are the methods to build a mindset so bulletproof. It terrifies other people. When your mind is that strong and unshakable, I'll be honest, you become untouchable. Don't just train your body. Some men are fixated on the gym. Train your mind. You get both of those right, man, the life you're going to live is going to be extraordinary. If you want my help building quiet strength and unbreakable focus, clarity, and a mindset that is totally your own, let me help you through personalized coaching. Book a free discovery call with me now. The link's in the description below. Not everyone's going to do this because they're not serious. But those who are will, and will see the right results. At the end of the day, you are not seeking approval, trying to scare people, whatever. You're just trying to be who you really are, and in your own way. And that scares people because, let's be honest, they wish and beg that they could be just like you.